Right then. Hello there, and welcome to the second game of the day in Factional Showdown, Episode 5. That's OKW, J for Jett, versus Soviets, VonIvan. And this isn't just Soviets, VonIvan. This is the merciless destroyer. The #1 Soviet player in the world, and previously Soviet Factional Showdown champion against the Wehrmacht, VonIvan. This guy is a beast. He is the best Soviet player in the past 3 years of competition for Company Heroes 2, in my opinion, pound for pound. You know, Love Nest is probably up there with him, but also, you know, you've got some other players that are right there or thereabouts, but I think because VonIvan is so closely associated with the Soviets, we'd have to give him that honour. He has indeed gone for Special Rifle Command. Let's have a look inside this tent and see what goes on in the magic zone of Penal Battalion creation. Oh my god, it's like a black magic ritual. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see, but it's glowing ever so slightly. See that glow? That is the glow of meta cancer being created as the penal battalions come into being. I thought it'd be more going on in there, possibly some kind of ritual sacrifice. But indeed not, it is just a slight glow. Combat engineers are 2 of them built. And what is this? We have the M3 scout car being built for Von to hunt down J for Jett's Kubelwagen. We have Volksgrenadiers building the sandbags in the centre. Good positioning from them. They will, of course, probably want the Stern Pioneers to put some barbed wire around that point. I like J for Jett's timings there, by the way. It seemed he was just completely in sync with this circle. And the last model's last foot was just about on the circle when it got to 99.9%. And that's just good timing. I always pick up on stuff like that. And it's just those good, simple mechanics are the basics that make you a great player, in my opinion. Penal Suicide Squad, Stravniki lunging straight into the circle there. The circle being a very important circle is the cut-off point. These Volksgrenadiers don't stand a chance. SVT rifles doing extenuous damage against them. We have a pitched engagement developing over here, as these Volksgrenadiers say, "What are you doing, you naughty boys? Stop backcapping us." Stern Pioneers sustaining a little bit of damage there. The M3 is that's a good thing about the M3. It's actually shielded these penal battalions from a lot of damage themselves, and they've just been able to soak up a lot of pressure overall. Of course, that combat engineer did have to retreat, but this one's still doing some good capping. To be honest, I'm not sure about that, because of course this first grenadier could still just come and, you know, battle and beat them off the field as well. To each their own though. VonIvan persists with his push to, you know, kind of resist the onslaught of J for Jett. I think that's all it is so far. It's been a very aggressive start from him. Oh! Ah! Stern Pioneer's getting really low there. J for Jett is the rank 3 player in the world. He kept Nagano out of this tournament. That's right, Nagano, our Russian heavyweight champion and 3-time episode winner for Factional Showdown, isn't playing today. He has been pushed out of contendership by J for Jett's OKW. That's because we use auto match ranks to seed, because AE is a busy boy and he's got a lot more on in his life than Company Heroes these days. Still find time to do these mini tournaments though. Oh, by the way, Paula says he's rank 1 now. Thank you for that, Paul. So there you go. J for Jett is now rank 1 as of today. As of time of seeding this tournament, though, he was rank 2. But there you go. It's a battle of the rank 1s. Hype. Oh, here we go. Kubelwagen about to go down thanks to the combat engineer. M3 Mad Dog Rush. There you go. Explosion imminent. Oh dear. Volkswagen need to... Oh, we've got a Volksgrenadier about to die. With Faust went off. Was it worth it? Might be, you know. It might be worth it as a possible secondary Faust does go off and destroy the M3. However, VonIvan jumps straight out of it. So we've had a battle of light armor, reconnaissance vehicle destruction there. in the early going. Let's see how that affected... Oh god, if I can click it. See how it affected the graphs. It has brought the two factions roughly in sync, but OKW's natural persistence does jump ahead there straight away due to the Stern Pioneers, and that's why. We do have two Vet 1 First Grenadiers now, so that's nice. Penal battalions, there's 3 of them in total, so really good killing power on the field for VonIvan now, despite his lack of the M3, which was doing some really good micro work. Not able to push the initiative as much as he may have liked. Cut-off coming into effect from VonIvan. Jay's got to put up some spirited resistance here. Could we be getting the VonIvan versus Paula hype final? We just don't know at this point. We know Jay for Jett is rank 1 OKW, so you'd expect him to have some damn good counters to what the Soviets can do. And I know what one of those counters is. That's right. It comes from this building, and of course, I'm talking about getting the Stuka within 7 minutes. Get the Stuka on the field as soon as possible and barrage those retreat points, baby. It's the absolute meta of OKW play. It's repetitive. The 8-minute Stuka is so abundantly abhorrent, and I'm sick of seeing it. That 8-minute Stuka is ruining the game. A walking Stuka, walking onto the field with swag, it just launches a volley of rockets, and what's this? I can't believe it! He's gone for a Panzer II! This is unheard of! This is crazy talk! Jay for Jett has done something we've never seen, ever, in competitive activity. He's got a Panzer II on the field, the Luke's on the field for OKW. This is crazy. It's gone straight down the channel, and it's just so sad that the Panzer II has hit a mine. I feel really sorry for Jay for Jett there. He does manage to destroy the fuel cache, which was protecting the cut-off there. He's now got to get the Stern Pioneers up to protect the destroyed engine, possibly. Engine damage, rather. It's an engine damage, Luke. So the reason he kept it stationary in this position was, of course, to... Let's watch the blowtorches. Well, the Sturmgewehrs vanish. Little packs come out. Oh, God, they can't do it, though. They get the Sturmgewehrs back out of the ether. He's keeping it stationary, of course, to reap the benefits of the superior accuracy. Destroys that van there to deny the green cover. Rock 9 flamethrower, the Vet 2 combat engineers do some great work. STVs could destroy the Focus Grenadier, aren't able to do so. I mean, is that a destroyed engine? Is that what the icon is? It just says engine damage here. Now, regardless, it stays stationary. Fallschirmjägers pop out. I think it must be, you know. But it's got, like, it's got the... I don't know. Here we go. Partisans come out with the tank hunters. Rear armor hits. Fallschirmjägers coming to mitigate. They're going to try and save the situation here. Let's get that tree out of the way. God, this is tense. They've had to get out of there. God, we're having a partisan party here. Thank you, Ishtari. He's clarified the crit is indeed engine damage. He's just decided to not move the Lukes at all, to just make it a stationary turret. Allows me to believe he, you know, of course has good timing and doesn't think there's much of a threat to him. And it's this kind of play that's made him, you know, #1 in the world OKW. Just sending that Luke synth there over a mine and then just keeping it there, despite anything on the field. I thought it might be some bugged graphics. You know, Code 2 does sometimes have bugs, so I thought it might have been that, but it definitely wasn't. It was just indeed engine damage. As we get a squad wipe there on those combat engineers from the Lukes. It's now climbed up to 9 kills already. And this is VonIvan really suffering here. He's got a commander he's not used to playing. It's partisan tactics. For those that don't watch VonIvan very often, he has been denied 3 of his favourite commanders here. Very quickly going to show you the bans today. Jay for Jett banned Lend-Lease Defensive and Counter-Attack. VonIvan banned Breakthrough Special Operations and Scavenger. That has meant, of course, we've had Luftwaffe chosen and Partisans. So it's a little bit of non-meta flavourings today, which makes it a little bit exciting. And of course, going back to the meme I tried to create earlier, we do have a Panzer II on the field, which is very exciting. We have the Su-76 in the build. Very cool. To get that baby going. Should be able to help out quite a bit. We've got the PTRS anti-tank rifles on the field right now. And they're going to be a good anti-tank mitigation tool. Here comes the light artillery barrage. Oh, if that would have hit, you know, it would have done some good damage. These squishy Fallschirmjägers. I have just linked a good friend of mine this Twitch stream, somebody that's never seen this hobby in their lives before. So let's see what they make of it. So if you're just tuning in and you're new to this game, it's of course a strategic World War II game where two players go to absolute war with each other. It's a cage match where they are in a fierce battle. We've got VonIvan, the American from Texas. He's playing as the Soviets, that's the Russians. He's up against Jett, who's a Korean guy living in California, and he's playing as the Germans. We currently have an interesting situation where the OKW player is taking a big lead over the #1 in the world Soviet player, VonIvan, in terms of victory points, which is the control you have to have in this game. You have to control the big flags in order to tick the victory points down in order to win. It's all about controlling the battlefield. Stern Pioneers rushing into an engagement there, and VonIvan knows he has to get out of there. This is somebody that's worked on his preservation for a long time in this game. Tried his hardest to get it to be sharper. Preservation, of course, being a commodity of resilience and keeping your units alive so they gain experience and become more powerful. Furch Grenadiers doing their hardest to cap this point and further deny the fuel resource for VonIvan. Oh, could have been wiped on retreat there. Weren't able to be wiped though. And here come the penal battalions, the anti-tank penal battalions with those PTRS anti-tank rifles. Squatting in the Slavic squat. They're ready for combat as they raise the flag for the Soviet Union. Elsewhere, we've got this three-man Furch Grenadier. Doesn't know what it's got, they're going to hit it. And Jett makes a speedy retreat there. Hasty indeed. Soft retreats out of there. Tries to hold his ground, but he's doomed from the outset against this SVT-yielding penal battalion in its compatriot, the flamethrower combat engineer. Possibly waiting for the Panzer II to help out. Came a little bit too late, though. Ishtari, one of the Patreons that fund this tournament in chat there. The fuel lead is going to be hard for Von. It's a very, very accurate comment. Von is going to be in a difficult situation here. He's chosen partisans, which means he's completely locked into the vanilla tech of Soviets. He's not able to bring on call-in tanks with his commander choice. And that means he's going to have a difficult proposition ahead of him. We're going to be overly relying on possibly the partisans and the tank hunters just to keep him afloat. He really, really needs tier 2 in my opinion, because tier 2 would allow him to get the Zisk gun at least. As this partisan's about to die possibly. Get out of there, Von. He jumps inside, he jumps outside, and he keeps it alive. There you go. Combat engineers lunging into action there. Got to stop this Furch Grenadier continually denying the fuel point here. Su-76 was administering a dosage of light artillery there on the victory points. Keeping an eye on victory points. We've got VonIvan 2/5 of the way down now. Oh god, Panzer II's rushing in. We need this Panzer Shrek to do some damage, but it's not able to do so. We need that Su-76 to keep reversing. It's not able to do so. There's that light, that 6mm cannon doing great work. I just made up the caliber of that cannon. Probably wrong, but who knows. Panzerfaust tried to come in, was a bit too late, and the Su-76 will survive. One thing that's not surviving right now is the overall strategic output of VonIvan.
Lay footings for Panzer HQ here.
Penals trying to fight for the Soviet Union, and it's just not going to work. We've got Stuka Reconnaissance making a pass, and they're going to see that VonIvan's got exactly what Jay knows he has. Could this be a big loss for the #1 in the world Soviet player? Could this be yet another win for OKW, making it another big win for them? And I've got a bit of a bone to pick with a lot of my viewers. And that is that everybody who tuned in for the YouTube videos of the final saw that there were 3 videos uploaded and assumed that OKW won every single one of them. And that Nagano, you know, and his opponent last week, which was Paula, went 1 for 1 and OKW won each one. And then, of course, in the final, OKW won again. And that wasn't the case. Brits did win a game last week. But because everybody assumed that OKW steamrolled, nobody actually tuned in for the second YouTube game, which was really interesting, and saw Brits actually win one. So, you know, if I upload 3 videos on YouTube, it's just to create an illusion of no spoilers. You have to watch every single one, trust me on that. Sometimes you are dealt a little bit of a delight, and that means OKW aren't invulnerable, they are beatable, and you just have to play impeccably. And that's exactly what we saw, spoiler alert, Nagano do last week. Yes, indeed. Outside is Sidorov. I am trying to hype the fact that they won 1 game. As we see that brutal assassination there, and that could be comeback is on from VonIvan. He's finally got a good squad wipe there. He got rid of those Fallschirmjägers. He's currently got 1 victory point in his stead. He's also got this beautiful, beautiful fuel point as well. And that's good for him. I don't mean like, good for him. Well done, VonIvan. You're going to lose, but you've done a really good job. Sorry about the camera. I'm trying to look at how many viewers I've got. 222, not bad. I've got, obviously, a full screen in windowed mode. So when my cursor goes over there sometimes I, like, get the camera just on the edge, and it goes all the way over to the edge. It's a, you know, great story, AE. Thanks for that. I know. I live to entertain. Got a 9-man Focus Grenadier blob moving into things, and we're watching on like a bird in the trees here. As that log pile is destroyed. Does Von have tier 4 up? No, he does not. He's had no fuel. There's the answer to your question, Shadow. But what he does have, finally, is really good map controls. I don't know where that's come from. I think J for Jett is possibly waiting to get something out of maybe tier 4 Schwerpanzer headquarters. He's currently suffering under the Kosh. That is the Panzer II Luchstank. A Kosh being a gangster weapon used in British criminality history. It's used for breaking legs. It's like a ball on the end of a telescopic arm. You kind of swing it, it breaks on his legs. That's where the word Kosh comes from. Well, that's what I know it to be anyway. I come from Stoke-on-Trent, so you know, they had them on school grounds where I come from. Here we go, we've got the Sturmgewehr onslaught from the Olber Soldaten and the Sturm Pioneers. I don't think the Olbers have Sturmgewehrs, but they definitely have an MG34 now, as they hip-fire it at the enemy and do some great damage. MG34 eats a shot. Now, will VonIvan go on the march here? Oh, he gets a good rear armour shot in. He's not feeling too aggressive, though. He maybe needs to go a little bit sooner there, but he doesn't know what's in the midst. There could be a Rakettenwerfer. The Rakettenwerfer is actually in the centre, so he would have been okay, but there could have been a shoe mine. You just don't know. The Olber Soldaten have to retreat. Sturm Pioneers under heavy duress themselves. In an interesting combination there. Up north, the Fallschirmjägers are capping that victory point, which is again going to reduce VonIvan to a losing position. He needs to keep some semblance of victory point control. He's only had 1 moment in this game. We'll show it on the graphs where points held went into his favour, and it was just now, and it was soon again taken back by his opponent. Good thing he does have a Vet 3 Su-76, which will, of course, have improved rate of fire and sight and damage output and accuracy. So it actually becomes quite potent, the Su-76 there. But he definitely needs something else to back it up, possibly an Su-85, T-34 spam, but he just doesn't have the fuel. And I really don't know what he's going to be able to do here. Maybe get loads of mines out. I mean, he doesn't have any munitions either, so it's going to be difficult. What is he going to do? Back set to this and just get gunned down by the Stern Pioneers? And the Sturmgewehr Volksgrenadiers? I mean, it's difficult for him. It's really difficult. He's chosen a commander that is giving him tactical awareness with the spy network. I mean, you could actually show that if you wanted from VonIvan's position. Don't know if that worked, but definitely was what I wanted to show. Su-76 wasn't able to do what he wanted. Did make a big shot there, but J for Jett was already out of the building. Didn't manage to work. VonIvan's prioritising resources here. I really do think he needs to prioritise victory points. He's now down to 188.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Down south, he has managed to cap this victory point, but for how long? In the centre, it is neutral. So right now, he has stemmed the bleed. He has applied a tourniquet, but it doesn't appear to be working as well as he would like. And there you go. I mean, it is an interesting battle so far. 21 minutes in. A very competitive affair.
Ready. Send orders.
I mean, GB Hooligan put up a spirited resistance earlier, but Paula was, you know, heavily outclassing his opponent in that one. And even, you know, seemed to toy with him a little bit for 10 minutes. But regardless, Paula is a great player and a great competitor. And I'm very keen to see how he does in the final against either Jay or VonIvan. Great histories there. Could make it an all-NA affair as well. North America really representing in this factional showdown so far. The European continental players are sadly lacking. I will reveal a player that will be playing next Sunday for you after this game. I'll make a quick reveal before we head into the final. I make myself a coffee as well, I believe, just to give me a pep, because we're now in our second hour of the show. Thank you for tuning in, everybody that's tuned in so far. Hopefully you're enjoying this Sunday night Factional Showdown, brought to you by patreon.com/AECOH. All the patrons, big thanks to you guys. 2 Vet 3 penal battalions on the march. The T-34 does great work as we have the first hype moment of the game there. VonIvan's now got a Raketenwerfer, and he's done a good job. And he's gotten a added bonus to his army, as he also takes down, I didn't catch it on camera in enough time, but he has also taken down the Luke's Panzer II. So I casted myself into a bit of a lull there, but that lull was punctuated perfectly by VonIvan as he decimated the two big weapons in the arsenal of Jay there. The Luke's being the big one, and look at the graph. Look at the army value for Jay plummets as VonIvan takes a decisive lead for the first time in the game. That is a big win for VonIvan. And the comeback could very much be real now, as the game is heating up to the extreme. It's gone from as dull as dishwater to as feisty as you could ever hope it to be, with the timely arrival of the T-34-76, fresh from the mega factories of the Ural Mountains. We have a second Raketenwerfer built. Well, that sneaky build of the Tier 4 there helped so much. He was able to use the Vet 3 Su-76 to destroy the Panzer II, and it was just great from him, all in all. Penal battalions are now dawning upon the Volksgrenadiers with a renewed vigour as they are backed up by the armour accompaniments of the T-34 76mm. He's got a nice army now. He's got a stolen Raketenwerfer, a Vet 3 Su-76, and oh god, the grenade went in there. That was the bundled fragmentation grenade. A little bit of crush coming in from the Su-76. It does indeed have crush, but its turning circle is awful. isn't able to do the work there. Oh, what's this? Oh my god! It's 68.5 tons of quantified destruction. It's the Royal Tiger, the Bengal Tiger, the Tiger 2, the Tiger Bay. It's the King Tiger, the CARNAGE Tiger is on the field. And it's here to say, I'm a big, fat bastard. And I'm here to create destruction from an ambush position with its heavy, heavy cannon and its crop steel and Porsche engine. Who can defeat it? I mean, I doubt VonIvan can at this point. He's got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to create a deep battle kind of citadel of Soviet resistance. He's going to have to get his AT all in position. His AT being the Panzerschreck, the PTRS, the Vet 3 Su-76, and the T-34 76mm. Because this King Tiger has got a hell of a lot of work. Hell of a lot of booty. It's got thick armour and a heavy, heavy armament as it backs its ass up. Oh yeah! One good thing for VonIvan though, look at the battle he has right now. So okay, hashtag call it. We're going to pause the game 26 minutes 34 seconds in as this beautiful artillery cannon goes off. That's right, everybody in chat, we're going to do a straw poll. A good old-fashioned straw poll very quickly because I want to get on with casting as quickly as possible. Call it is the straw poll. Von J. Create poll. Link said poll. And everybody in YouTube, you get to call it as well. Comment right now who you think's going to win. And we're going to do the do it in real time. There you go. The pie will go in real time. This is everybody in this situation. So we're going to go to the situation as we see it. KD is pretty neutral. I mean, of course the OKW does have a superior KD, but VonIvan's not done badly. In terms of graphs, of course Jay has leaped ahead with that King Tiger, but VonIvan was previously in a really good position. Points held though, VonIvan's got the battlefield. We're 26 minutes in, but VonIvan does not have victory points. Who is going to win here? VonIvan does again have tier 4 up, so he can build an Su-85 should he want one. He does have options. And we have Von surging into the lead on the pie chart. That's right, 69% of live viewers predict Von. But I'm eager to hear what you in the YouTube comments also thought at this point. 26 minutes in. There was the interactive portion of the game out of the way. Let's get on with the cast. As the Su-76 eats a Rakettenwerfer shot. King Tiger, big bastard. Shooting the church. It's clearly an atheistic King Tiger with a kind of amoralistic Nazi approach to religion there. Infantry unit has been lost there. I can't quite see what that was, but he does only have 2 post grenadiers, so maybe it was one of them. Got battlefield repairs underway. Doesn't want to be doing that because it is weak whilst repairing. However, these penal battalions don't want to rush too heavily. They are going to go for a satchel. That's really dangerous. He is able to get it off though. Where's the backup? Can he get the battle in stow? He's going to try for it. Only damaged engine though. I believe he would have wanted destroyed engine. Neutron Star said, I would bet €100 on Jay. Well, VonIvan has the victory points. And this T-34, is he going to go for the illustrious VonIvan patented? No, he's not going to need to because he's in position. He's got that rear armor. VonIvan's going for it. The cannon's found him though and destroys. That's right, destroys the T-34. But here comes the Su-76, the Vet 3 Su-76. It's going for the frontal armor. One more shot required. And he also, there you go, gets the penal battalion satchel off and destroys the King Tiger as it goes up like a Ronson lighter, like a Roman candle, a testament to the noble art of throwing the game. Hashtag throw in comments, s'il vous plaît. As we see an excellent attack from VonIvan. We saw the satchel of all satchels, a one-man satchel. We're seeing the VonIvan patented emotes there go up in chat from the VonIvan subscribers. Hoorah from VonIvan. You thought you had him, Jay, but you didn't. VonIvan Kappa-Klosh from the brink of defeat. He does the impossible yet again. Doesn't even need this SU-85. All he needed was to live on a prayer, taking a chance. He's not quite there. Oh, whoa, whoa. Living on a prayer. VonIvan. I'm sure those lyrics were not right, but never mind. And we now have, of course, the symbol of an OKW player that is losing. A lowly Panzerschreck on wheels. It looks like something a really crap modder has created. It is indeed the Raketenwerfer. I know it was a real World War II weapon. I just think it looks silly. My face is tingling with the power of hypecasting. It's like really does tingle from the shoutingness as I see my volume meter go red on OBS, which is the sign of a good game in my opinion. Red across the board, we can't handle it. I was actually speaking to an ESL audio tech that said the best casters, like the guys that are most passionate, are impossible to audio mix because they get so passionate they shout. And he said all the best like League of Legends and Dota 2 casters, literally they have somebody dedicated to adjusting the volume in real time. They say go up and down because you don't want to miss those hype moments and you want them to be naturally a little bit higher. And dynamic kind of volume sliders don't work, so they just have a human literally up and down on them. So if any of you want a job, you can come over to Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England, and literally sit here on my OBS and volume mix for me, and I will pay you $1 per cast from the Patreon budget. How about that? We do have the Olber Soldaten. These grizzled veterans are like, oh, for God's sake, we are losing! You can never count Jay for Jett out, though. He is a damn fine player. He's #1 OKW in the world. And just a little thing like taking out that SU-76 could be... Oh! Stir Pioneers just got destroyed by this T-34-76. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I think we should just take a moment. Let's have a prayer for this man here who died in a church. And the Germans treated churches with such respect during World War II. Kappa. The more historically savvy of you will have seen the dark humour of my joke there. It's very sad to see. Penal Battalion going for the Southern Victory Point here. Pythagoras 123, I like that. Hey, I have actually got a casting couch. I don't know if you can see it, but if you see in the background there, it's actually a leather settee, and it's I bought it second hand. It's got weird stains on it. I don't know what they are. Very much a casting couch, so very good there. Wow, we got this Raketenwerfer that went all the way in. God, that was sneaky. He went all the way up in cloak mode to try and take out the Su-76 and wasn't able to do it. I wish I'd caught it on camera when it started. Its merry journey, which ended in utter desperation and defeat. As this guy thinks, screw that, I'm running away as fast as I can, almost comically. T-34-76 marauding around the battlefield. It's rather unmitigated right now. There's only one Raketenwerfer and it's currently being destroyed. Meaning the T-34-76 has got free reign. But Jay does know one thing, and that thing is he's a fighter. And he's going for the Jagdpanzer IV, the casemate tank destroyer. But this Penal Battalion from Von, oh my god, the back sweeping from Von is great in this game. He's really good at going around those rear channels and just destroying your retreating infantry, or in this case, your support weapons. What a comeback by VonIvan. I will be highlighting this on YouTube later. We'll have spoiler tags in the title. But I think this has been a great game. That comeback over here where he took out this thing. was fantastic. We now see the limp dick of the King Tiger as he smokes. I'd like to believe that's what I look like after sex. You know, all the friction burns, or after masturbation even. Penal Battalion's going invisible for a moment. Very OP, aren't they? This is now the last surviving thing Hitler has up his sleeve. It's these guys here and here. There's no crew members as such, but if there were crew members, they'd be in there, and they're noble heroes. What a boxy looking thing it really is. It's like literally they just drew a square, didn't they? It looks cool though. Don't worry guys, I know there's nothing else to cast right now. I would never ever insult you by missing something in a kind of OCF kind of fashion. Just in my tournaments you can't hear what the casters say because we have audio issues. Never mind. 276. Big barrage is going. And the Wehrmacht march on. The OKW faction at their zenith here in a blob formation. Losing a squad of infantry elsewhere due to possibly overly concentrating on the blob. We didn't catch that one on camera. Overly concentrating on the blob. The Jagdpanzer nearly takes out the Su-85. Will he go for it here? He's pushing hard. He takes a big shot at the Su-76, but he cannot afford to keep in that engagement. He only has one vehicle. Stern Pioneer died again. Zany Zap saw on the top left. Oh, sorry, the top right of the screen. Good spot by Zany Zap. Oh, the T-34 was going for a kill here. However, he's now got the... He refused to get the ramp. And it's been a tale of the casting where I just about catch things at the last possible second. We haven't missed a single thing in this game, but only by the skin of our teeth. Jagdpanzer now finishes off the T-34. There you go. Does a man fly out? No, they all die within the tank today. Rakenwerfer might take out the first grenade. I'd love to see that. Obersoldaten getting barrage there. I want to see this happen though. This would be really funny. Oh, he's not able to do it. Never mind. Oh, not even on retreat. That would have been so funny. Satchel goes off and doesn't do anything thanks to the retreat of Jay. And Jay only has one territory right now. Well, he has a couple extra space, but the one he has on the battlefield is VonIvan's cutoff, which won't matter in a second. Oh, nice from VonIvan. He tried to satchel the retreat pad of the Obersoldaten. Didn't manage to get it off, but great attack there.
Pioneer Group is ready for action.
Let's have a look at the remnants of the OKW. They are in a really difficult situation here. Really don't know what they've got to do. They're healing their infantry. They're repairing their only vehicle, which has temporarily gone invisible. I don't know how that works, but it allows you to see all the pioneers at once, I guess. Very much the T-1000. Look at the graphics. Oh, I just got such a graphics bonus since I had this graphics card. Oh, God, it's constant, like... At least semi-mast. Any one time. I mean, I have blood circulation issues after casting recently. What's this on the ground? It triggers me that they haven't picked that up. That's a PTRS. Would be good to maybe get on, I don't know, the Stern Pioneers. Make it into an anti-vehicle crew. Su-76 doing not much. It's ready to again be thwarted by maybe the Jagdpanzer. But there's this... Now we've got the Rakenwerfer really high up. And the partisans ready. We do slowly have the victory point count of Jay creeping downwards. Paul to Dick says, get a 4K screen. To be honest, mate, I might treat myself to one. If everybody who's watched these casts before, you might be aware I had a car crash 2 weeks ago. And I've had a new car now. I'll show you which new car I've had. Hang on a sec. So I've had a red Skoda Fabia 2009. I'm an accountant, so I kind of make investment used car purchases. Because I'm a boring guy that likes to have assets and such. But it's a really cheap car. It's really kind of utilitarian. It's like a Soviet tank of a car. So it looks like that, basically. And that means I've saved loads of money from doing that. So I may get a 4K screen. So the very next cast I do, maybe on a 4K screen, I'm really hyped about that. Oh! Panzerschrecks might be taking out the SU-76 here. This is a really big win for Jay. It honestly is. He's still got a good victory point count, don't forget. He's still got a Jagdpanzer, which has now got veteran C1, so he's able to do the invisibility stuff. SU-76 is indeed down. Jagdpanzer finishes off for good measure. And to be honest, he could actually go for it. Oh, he's lost a third Stern Pioneer. Come on, Jay. We want to see a game for the ages here. We want to see a game for the ages where we've got multiple comebacks. We really need you to be on form, sir. Oh, the partisans were there, but we saw the smoke popped, and the Pumas took a bullet for the stricken Jagdpanzer. But could that just result in a double fatality? It could indeed, as the Su-85 bears down upon the combined armour of the OKW. And if this isn't OKW in a nutshell, I don't know what it is. It's very much a glass cannon. The hero, Puma, is retreating. Partisans aren't able to possibly get the kill, but here we go. I know one thing that will get the kill, especially if it focuses that sight, baby. And he dives out in an Olympian fashion. 10 out of 10, 1 for effort, 1 out of 10 for that dive. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love casting this game. It's been so many years I've been casting this game series. I never get tired of it. I meant to say 10 out of 10. I must admit there, I accidentally missed a 0. He kind of belly flopped. There we go. Biggest attack there. I don't know what that crit was. Maybe combined fire from the flames and the rocket. And 3 almost a lot just popped. What an assault. It must be said, though, I mean... Oh, we just had something else die. I wonder what that was. It's probably just, like, I don't know. Oh, it was a satchel. Okay. I must admit, I do may occasionally miss things on screen. And it is because, you know, it's bloody hard work casting. It really is. Penal Battalions adding further into to injury, taking this point. Von did temporarily regain the double cap. Must be noted, Von is actually now down below 100 victory points, which makes him susceptible to death. Look at this cheeky demo. He's got to be careful. This T-34 is a really dangerous animal. If it were to go here and push him towards the demo, watch VonIvan. Oh, but this is a Vet 5 Ulster, and it not only was able to retreat, it was able to sprint into that retreat, so a double sprint there. Second Puma in the build for Jay. Let's check out that. That's points held. It just shows VonIvan in the dominant lead. But look at that army value. We've got a tail of comebacks. So if you don't know, I mean, J for Jett, it was like a tight game up to this point. Then the King Tiger hit, and then the King Tiger died. Had a very short-lived career. Had a really big build-up as well. But that's pretty much how King Tigers tend to work. We have the Puma coming on the field. I love this vehicle. It's such like a dystopian nightmare vehicle. But if you look at modern, as it goes past the husk of its forebearer, the Hero Puma, and its forebearer's Slayer, T-34-76, that rammed into it earlier. If you look at modern armoured cars, they all look like the Puma. So I think that's one of the marvels of German engineering from the Second World War, was the kind of SKDVS, whatever it is. Yeah, Z rather. Sonderkraftfahrzeug, I think it is, or something. That entire series of units was so revolutionary in their kind of multi-wheel suspension system and just the way they had that sloped armour. So revolutionary, like all modern armoured fighting vehicles of their class look like them to this day. It's really cool to me. Su-85, hero of the Soviet Union in this game. He's done some great work. This T-47, this tank is a newbie. It's fresh onto the battlefield. It's a green skin. Interestingly, there was once a commander that was trialled for Company Heroes 2, which was based on the green T-34-76s without skins that were just rolled straight from the tank factories. They were very much like an 80 fuel tank, or a 70 fuel tank rather, that had diminished stats, meant to kind of show what a Coes Go, I love that comment there. AE confirmed Scatman, etc. So yeah, they had the green T-34s, which were a commander in CO2, like kind of a beta once, and they were like, you know, vanilla tank crews that had just hit the battlefield. Really cool concept. I quite liked it, to be honest. Mines getting built there. So VonIvan is really trying to solidify his lead here, and his lead in position, because he still lacks the victory points overall, but he definitely has the strategic output right now. And I'm struggling to see how Jay breaks out of this one. I think the overall the T-34 combination will really push away his infantry. And we might be seeing a really good comeback from Von. Him solidify that now. And, you know, make a really good kind of second game at extra. And always the second game today, in every single episode of Factional Showdown, seemed to be the best game of the semi-finals. I don't know what's happening there. It's rarely the first game's the best one. It always seems to be the warm-up game. So we have 250 viewers right now in Twitch. If you've got any guys that you know love competitive action in your Steam and you want to show off Code 2 as being a great competitive game, invite them in. Show them where it's at. Code 2 competitive still alive and kicking. Just about. I mean, it's gone through several heart bypasses. And its heart is very much clogged with various fatty deposits and cancerous malignancies, but still, it's beating. Much like Mr. Burns' heart, if you ever saw that on The Simpsons. Kind of thing. Elsewhere, we've got the Titan's noose upon which J for Jett will soon be descending and being strangulated. MG34 killing its squad. Killed so many Russians, they're really good at it. That's like almost their hobby now, is killing Russians. It's not even a job for them. Puma getting pushed away by the combined fire of the Su-85 and the Rakettenwerfer. SVT's on retreat there. Vet 5 Olbus has done a hell of a lot of work. He's really got to try and get these victory points, and I just do not see it happening, as we now see, that's right, it's a hype moment, we now see J for Jett's victory point count below that of VonIvan's for the first time in this game. And that's exciting to me. Second Puma on the field. He's going to need it. He's going to need to hunt down those T-34s to allow him to push out of the Kessel and break the encirclement and create a breakthrough indeed. But this very much seems to be VonIvan's game to lose right now. Panzerschrecks waiting. Oh, they see the Puma. They deploy. Do they get the anti-tank grenade off? Got another attack here. T-34 destroys 2 models there. Another attack in the centre, the Orbital Dalton. Against a weak target. Bundle nade goes in. Does the work. Is he able to take the victory point? He needs to, because on 60 victory points and dropping as the Ram goes in, destroying the Puma. This T-34 itself is about to go down, but the damage has been done. And the smoke's also going to mean that these Parson tank hunters are able to just keep this unit at bay. Demo waiting. Combat engineer there. 5 victory points remaining. Countdown with me, ladies and gentlemen. 3. That's right, we're going to go to 1. Last one there. And GG. Well played. And good game by both players. Let's give a quick show of the surviving members. We've got a 38 kill Focus Grenadier there. Got an Olbus Soldaten that made it to 51. Of VonIvan's surviving members. This combat engineer did well. He got to 18 kills, and that's pretty much it. He's a very militaristic guy, is VonIvan. I think he had some very heroic units, so I mean, let's see if we can see some of them now. I mean, his MVP was, of course, the Penal Battalion, but I think that that Su-76 was what made it happen for him. Got to Veterancy 3, and at Veterancy 3 it's so damn potent, and it was I know the penal battalions were instrumental in taking down the King Tiger, but I think the SU-76 actually took the most health damage. And let's have a quick look at... We've already looked at the graphs a lot. There's the KD. We'll now just have a quick look at J for Jett's best unit. Which was a great game, 47 minutes of cracking action. And there's the match I was finally waiting for in Factional Showdown. Something I can look back on and say, it was all worth it, mum. No, I mean, me. Sorry, that was an attempted joke. Folks Grenadiers, blah, blah, blah. Puma was pretty good, got destroyed twice. And there you go, and that's the game. Okay, so let's see if our guys are ready to play. So the the game 1 and game 2 of this best of 3 confrontation are going to be on Crossroads 1.1, and then we're going to have the, if it goes to a game 3, it will be on Faymanville Approach, the most balanced map in Company of Heroes 2. So there you go. It's a hype situation. We've got 2 more maps possibly to play on. See if we make it to that third map. It is, of course, going to be Crossroads. It is, of course, going to be VonIvan Soviets versus Paula's OKW in this incredibly cool situation. J for Jett, GG, well played. And he gets a heart as well for playing. Everybody that plays in my tournaments has my respect. I mean, they're competing today for pride, honour, respect of the community, but also $20 of Patreon-funded money. So everybody on Patreon gets my respect as well. We have had some follows whilst that's all been going on. By the way, recently a Polish lad called Blazki PL followed, so I'll give you the alert for him. Ah, my thing doesn't seem to be working. Oh, well. Regardless, let me just check if we've had any Patreon funds come through. We haven't any new Patreons today, but the last guy to do the whole Patreon thing was a GP Pirate last week for $10. And he got us over the $50 mark, which is really good. Let me show you how the Patreon thing works. And then I've got a reveal of a player that we'll be playing next Sunday as well. So, 2 things. Let me just quickly do the Patreon kind of Hall of Honour, if you will. I got the "if you will" phrase from Dusty Rhodes.